Hello family, it's Kevin O. In this video, I'm going to be talking about why the spiritual community, the New Age community being anti-money, anti-wealth, pro-poverty is not only a spiritual bypass, but it is a complete distortion and disservice to humanity. If you truly believe, as I do, that many of us are here to bring light, to be light workers, if you like that word, or to raise the consciousness of business, of the body, of health and wellness, of relationships and sexuality, sensuality, and really this thing we call society, right? Humanity, this big thing we're doing on the planet, right? Well, guess what? In order to have positive impact, I really want to invite you and challenge you to see that it takes money. It takes money. Now, that doesn't mean you just go for profit's sake. I'm talking about purpose, passion, and impact behind your actions and having fair energetic exchange. So let me tell you a story and let's see if this was you. And I'm going to speak from my own experience and experience of all the clients and friends and fellow coaches and leaders and speakers that I surround myself with. In the past, this is about 6-7 years ago, I was on the yoga path, pretty hardcore, right? Just a humble Texas boy, left to the West Coast to California, got deep into yoga, started going to as much yoga as I could and learning about meditation, breath work, all the beautiful things about that tradition. Now, I knew I wanted to become a yoga teacher, right? And I eventually did. I backpacked and traveled all over Asia, went to India, arrived at an ashram, found a yoga school, did my teacher training, got initiated. It was one of the most incredible experiences of my life. Meanwhile, in my mind, because of beliefs and ideas that I had taken on from the hippie community, call it the New Age community, whatever, people interested in consciousness and community living and things like this, I started to believe this idea and tell myself this mythology about being spiritual and not needing the material, and my voice and my art was just going to radiate out into the world and I'd be taken care of, right? Let me know if you're feeling this and if this is you, because not only was that not true in my body could feel the scarcity, could feel the anxiety and fear of not knowing where rent was going to come from. Was I going to have to fast more than I ate because I couldn't afford to have really quality food? I mean, this is the kind of reality I saw myself and many people in the yoga community living in. And then extend that out into the artist community, into the people living on land-based projects, into a lot of musicians as well, I saw, who had poor personal hygiene. And I'm just going to speak fucking radically because we need this kind of blunt honesty in the world right now. And I want it most. So I'm gonna speak to what I desire. Poor hygiene. These people had almost no money or no assets, to the point where, you know, sharing food, really asking to sleep on the couch, asking to stay, not being able to afford food or accommodation, or really like health on many levels. And then when anyone would bring up their desire or wish to run their own business, to be an entrepreneur, to have impact, have positive power spread through the world. And, you know, I think one of the most powerful vehicles for transformation is becoming an entrepreneur or having a side hustle, having a project that creates wealth and income for you while also satisfying your passions. Some of these people, including myself, when someone would speak to this or show up in this, they would get shamed. Share this out if you're feeling me right now. How many people do you know in the New Age community are shaming each other for being focused on and driven by and motivated money, which is just chi, it's just energy. For a lot of people, money has wounds around it because they grew up with not enough. We're coming out of a scarcity-based environment, but right now on Earth, we are entering post-scarcity, and we're going to bring all the brothers and sisters along with us, everyone who's on board with the new paradigm. And you're already seeing this revolution. Uber, Airbnb, Turo, cryptocurrency, all of the sharing and abundance technologies, many of them happen on smartphones, are happening right now. And guess what? Even, you know, in rural Africa and South America, there are people who completely skipped having an automobile, having phone lines, having Wi-Fi, but got smartphones or even a basic flip phone. And we're living in a technological revolution, and we're living in a financial revolution, and we're living in a value revolution. So this is my big shout out to my past self and to anyone out there who might be feeling this. Being anti-wealth or anti-money is not spiritual. It doesn't make you feel more superior. It doesn't make you morally on some high ground. It makes you suffer. Everyone on this planet desires to have the creature comforts, healthy food, clean water, clean soil, clean air, loved ones around them, people they love in the village. Now, I know everyone's not meant to be a Elon Musk or a Bill Gates or a billionaire or a Steve Jobs visionary who has empire building in their DNA, but that doesn't mean that everyone can't be wealthy and healthy around money and around finances, around entrepreneurship. And so I want to banish this idea of the starving artist. Let's banish that shit. That's an old, outdated operating system. Let's banish the idea of the poor yogi wandering in the woods. Now, someone's out there thinking right now, but Kevin, isn't going without and taking vows of poverty, vows of silence, vows of celibacy? Yes, I believe they are. But we need you in the world. We need you on the front lines. We need you in this cultural transformation. In past ages, you could go fast in the wilderness and go sit in the ashram or sit in the mountains in the Himalayas and do this kind of work. And you still can, but you don't do it to stay there. You do it to move energy, heal, whole yourself, be inspired, come back healthier and wiser, and make an impact on reality. Make an impact on the modern, average human being, from the poorest to the richest, emotionally, financially, doesn't matter. There's all kinds of riches, and make impact. And the best way to do that I know, and the reason that drives me as a coach and a speaker and a leader, is entrepreneurship. The best way to do it is to do what you love and take off the shackles. I've seen this meme going around that entrepreneurs are the only people that'll work 80 hours a week to avoid working 40 hours a week. Why? Because they value freedom, they value passion, they value real impact and service to humanity. And if you're like me, you're feeling that as well. And that's why you're consuming this content, or why you're following the people you do, or why you show up in the world and watch the videos you watch and listen to the music you live. Go to the places you go. Live with the people in the village that you live. It's because you're driven by this on some level. Now, not everyone's cut out to be an entrepreneur. I understand that. But everyone can have a side hustle. With your smartphone, with this technology, there's no reason you can't make a humble and then massive income over time with anything you love, anything you want to create, sell, market, produce, offer to humanity. You can do it now. Online courses, podcasts, artwork, anything, music, speeches, training, tutoring. You can buy and resell anything, create and sell anything on the internet. So there's no excuses actually to be in a scarcity mindset, or even worse than a mindset, a scarcity embodiment, where you're wondering where food's coming from, you're wondering where rent's coming from, but meanwhile you're parroting spiritual buzzwords to justify it. I don't want to see that anymore. So this is an invitation, a call out to end that paradigm. And if you're like me and you want to step into your master presence, your master self, you want to step into creating the vision and the business of your dreams, then this is your invitation. If you comment "I'm in," I will personally message you an invitation to my new mastermind, which is a 4-month accelerator for you side hustlers, you coaches, consultants, and healers. Let's go. Let's bring the archetypes online. Let's get wealthy. Let's be unashamed about it. Let's deprogram all the scarcity bugs in the matrix. And let's clear the way for the new ones coming. Aho.